Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 6 of Manifest titled Off Radar. So we start off with Cal having a burning fever, and he's now speaking a foreign language. We have a flashback to show it's some dude from the plane speaking Bulgarian. So they rush him to the hospital. Sanvi is there. I was calling her Sunny and Suni and Sani. It's Sanvi, Gracie and Ben are very worried, and Ben correctly guesses that this is vision related. So he, Michaela, and Sanvi get together and figure out what the hell this is. They realize it's Bulgarian. Sanvi realizes she recognized what he's saying and that it was from a passenger. So they track down. So because Ben is absolutely all about trying to figure out all the information, he has that exact passenger photograph, so he shows it to Sanvi. She doesn't know him, but she says that's the dude. So they find the translator who translated for him to, get the customs forms he needed. And she's living in a hotel because, 5 years. Her husband served divorce papers right as she got there, which is, God, you really gotta feel bad for these people. They had a life, and then 1 second they didn't. And even if they do have a life, it's not the life that they lived. Like, Ben has a teenage daughter when he had a 10-year-old or something like that. It's just, a mindfuck. So they're now trying to figure it out. They figure out that Cal's saying something about a red door. So Ben, and I love this, I feel like Ben could have been a good police officer too, because he figured out exactly where it was, because the translator said she put him on a bus, the 5th bus, but there's only 4 on the records that Mick found. So Ben found out exactly where that bus went. So she and Jared go there, and they're kind of chased off due to armed guards. So they realize, yep, that's the place. She also confesses about the visions to Jared, and Ben confesses to Grace. Both are very kind of disbelieving, they're listening, but they're like, not hearing, so to say. I think Jared's listening more than Gracie was, though. But then again, Gracie's son was in the hospital. So we learn that what's happening to Cal is because these people who were holding the passengers are torturing Marco. Marco, I believe his name was. Michaela manages to figure out that they were taken by someone called United Dynamics or whatever. Something like that, some company that makes everything under the sun, microwaves, planes and shit for the government. Meanwhile, Ben goes to Vance and says, I'm going to go to the press with all this. He's threatening them. He wants the people back. And Vance is just like, the hell are you talking about? Which kind of makes it seem like so I can't remember if Vance was in the scene where they stole her body. But he's obviously not involved with these people, and now he's just like, some shit's going on, and it don't smell right. Something's going on, it don't smell right. So he gets information on all these missing passengers, and like, oh yeah, here's the bullshit. He's like, that don't look right, that don't look like either. So he takes his partner to go investigate the site, and he says, I've made a lot of places disappear, and this is exactly what it looked like if I tried to make it disappear. And his partner asked what it would look like if you didn't try to make it disappear. He holds up a bandage and said, well, not like this. And then it shows them at the new site. And they're planning to, with these doctors who were torturing them, basically starting it back up. about to start it back up, which means that Cal's going to get sicker again. I loved Ben being a detective. I kind of find it funny that there is an actual cop in this show and a detective. There's two cops and main characters, and Ben is the one putting in the legwork, investigative. He could either be a very good cop or a really good journalist, maybe. Screw mathematician and professor, just become a journalist, dude. Anyway. I loved that Grace did not know what the fuck was going on. Like, she had her freak out because Ben left to go talk to Vance. He left his son, and, Grace doesn't... I kind of half expected her to just phone Danny right then and there, in grief and fucking anger. We also didn't get all of this episode, and I guess it's because the, actress is underage, and, they want to get around laws and whatever. But I feel like they could have had one scene with her at the hospital. But they didn't, because apparently she was staying over at her friend Avery's. Here's the thing. Ben didn't know that. What the hell? Why didn't Ben know this? I don't know. Yeah. There's definitely problems if Ben doesn't know where his daughter is. I don't know. So we're definitely gonna get the conclusion of Marco's story next episode. I do love that the kind of conflict of the episode for Cal was, do they give him the antibiotics, which I don't think would have worked, because his sickness was connected to Marco, which would jeopardize his cancer treatment and would get him taken off. Eventually, though, he managed to... They assume he broke the fever, but, it's just they stopped torturing Marco. Now that, Jared knows, I think we're either going to get further him and, Michaela storyline going forward, and I think he might start talking to Vance. Although Vance doesn't expect him to actually talk. His plan is to let him lie like a motherfucker and then get enough dirt to blackmail him, which is alright. We're definitely getting we're definitely have some more arguments between Ben and Gracie next episode. I can feel it. Maybe not arguments, but we're gonna have some conversations. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It was nice. It was fun. I still find it funny that the one doing the most of the investigative work is I'm pretty sure the math professor. Was that what Ben was? I don't think it's ever said what Ben was, but he wasn't a cop or a journalist. I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.